Hey Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we have a bunch of very interesting pre-draft, which is tomorrow, news to get into in today's video. First, though, the draft is tomorrow. Are you kidding me? The draft is tomorrow. We get to finally figure out who the Eagles will take at number 12 overall. Hoping it's a good player. If you're as pumped as I am, and I am ready to rock for the real draft stuff, give the video a thumbs up right now. Thumbs up the video. You guys are pumped for the start of round 1 of the NFL draft tomorrow, and stay tuned for the latest Eagles news and rumors starting right now. All right, Eagle fans, let's jump into the latest Eagles news and rumors. Some of them I don't like, and I don't want to talk about them, but we have to talk about them because it is the latest Eagle news and rumors based on legit sourcing that we are hearing less than, I guess 2 days now. We're over a day and a couple of hours away when filming this, right? Early here on a Wednesday morning by the start of the 2021 NFL Draft. We start with the one, again, I don't want to talk about here because I don't like this, but we have to. Okay, the Eagles, according to a report, are, quote, in love with Kwity Paye. How about that? They are in love with Kwity Paye and might take him with the number 12 overall pick. Yeah, that's how we're starting the day before the actual NFL draft in terms of news and rumors. Right there. They're in love with a defensive end and a very weak defensive end draft class, potentially taking him at number 12 overall. Yes, I know he has high upside, and the production really wasn't there, and that's kind of the issue right there. It says he's a great upside. He could be a really good pass rusher. It's ooh, maybe a pass rusher. And then you look at the actual production, you go, okay, no, I don't want him at number 12 overall. However, again, as in classic Eagle fashion, they're in love with a player that a lot of Eagle fans don't want them to go ahead and take. Here was Tom Pauline from Pro Football Network on this sourced quote here, saying, quote, Howie Roseman and the Eagles are known to pull a surprise or two on draft day. Pause. That basically means that they take a player that no one wants them to take and they call it a surprise. Unpause. Back to the quote. So who could it be this year? I'm told the team loves Kwity Paye, the edge rusher from Michigan, and view him as a clone to another former Wolverine, Brandon Graham, the Eagles' former first-round pick. Could they take him with a 12th overall selection? I'd say right now, it's possible, end quote. Here's the deal. Howie Roseman loves linemen. That's a simple fact of the matter when it comes to Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman's a lot of things, but he loves offensive and defensive linemen. Literally 7 of the last 9 first-round draft picks that Howie Roseman has been a part of have been offensive or defensive linemen. Now, he's hit on some, right? Talk about Lane Johnson from an offensive line perspective. You talk about Brandon Graham from a defensive line perspective. Fletcher Cox from a defensive line perspective. They have hit on defensive line and offensive line in the past. They have also not hit on offensive line and defensive line in the past, which is why we are here right now. If Derek Barnett was a better pass rusher, taken right around this time, 11, 12, 13 overall, whenever it was a couple of drafts ago, they wouldn't need a pass rusher. But Derek Barnett, who was considered the best pass rusher in that draft, he's the next Reggie White, never turned out to be that great. So here we are again, wanting another defensive lineman right there at number 12. Again, is Paye a bad player? No. But when you look at the Eagles' current defensive line depth chart, you can see, plugging him in, that sounds fine, but they don't need him, especially in the first round. That's the big problem with this pick right now. Paye in the 20s, maybe even the early 30s would be a fantastic draft pick. If they got Kwity Paye at the second round, I would poop my pants with excitement, okay? Sorry for the analogy, but that would be super great. 12 overall is the main problem. You do not need him at number 12 overall, and so I'm imploring Philadelphia, please don't break all Eagle fans' hearts tomorrow when Commissioner Goodell walks across the stage in Cleveland, Ohio, and he says, with the 12th overall pick, the Eagles select, and we all go, Kwity Paye. Is there anybody that'd be excited about that? Especially if Horn is on the board, Surtain is on the board, Waddle is on the board, Devontae Smith is on the board. If any one of those 4 are on the board and they take Kwity Paye, goodness gracious, I can't even imagine right now. Let's quickly go to my biggest draft needs. Let's see where defensive end is, right? So 1 is wide receiver, okay. 2 is cornerback, okay. 3 is linebacker, okay. Oh, there it is, 4. So you're telling me if they take Kwity Paye at number 12 overall, they're taking their 4th biggest need with their first-round draft pick. Does that make sense logically? The answer, I'll just give you a second to think about this. No, it doesn't. Please don't take Kwity Paye. Please. Again, is he potentially, much like any other draft pick in this draft, could he potentially be the best pass rusher in Eagles history? And I'll look back on this as the dumbest take of my life. Sure, it's possible. But here's a guy who, despite all the talent, despite literally being potentially the best pass rusher in this draft, never produced much in 28 games at Michigan. Look at this, 28 games, only had 11.5 sacks. And that's the downside of Kwity Paye. And our own Tom Downey at Chat Sports has mentioned this, right? Literally the downside of Kwity Paye is that the sack production is not there, despite the fact that people consider him to be one of the best pass rushers in this draft. Again, does Philadelphia need a pass rusher? Yes, at some point in this draft, I'm fine with them getting one. Not at number 12 overall, not with this draft class, and not especially if there are better cornerback, wide receiver, or even linebacker options when the Eagles are on the board at 12. Grade a possible Paye pick down below. I probably dissuaded you from even liking him at all. Maybe you like him, right? You give it an A. You just go down below, A if they were to take Kwity Paye. I love the idea, but I'm very curious about how many of you guys would actually type A down below, as I'm at a D minus. I mean, I would feel so bad if they took Kwity Paye at number 12 overall, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Grade a possible Paye pick down below right now. Let's move on to some more Eagles news and rumors here. And of course, this rumor is true for all teams right now, but it's even more so for Philadelphia. The idea that they're working the phones. There's a new report from ESPN's Todd McShay saying Philadelphia is fielding phone calls. We've talked about that for weeks, that they are fielding phone calls about going up, but now this one is about going back right now. And more specifically, why we talk about it on this episode is that they're looking to trade with a team who wants a quarterback, which provides a lot of clarity for us, knowing how far they would want to go ahead and go back and what teams might want to go ahead and come up. We know New England at 15, very much in the quarterback play. There have been reports New England already taking, or should I say making phone calls about coming up inside the top 10 for a quarterback, especially if a Trey Lance or Mac Jones or Justin Fields were to fall, or a combination of 2 or 3 of them. Washington, they definitely need a quarterback because Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the future, despite the fact that he has a great beard and is from Harvard. And Chicago, whose current quarterback, let's just say they need a quarterback. Okay, let's just Chicago needs to hit on a quarterback in the draft at some point, the way their fans can get off their backs. Okay, here is ESPN's Todd McShay on the Eagles in this new report from yesterday. Quote: a lot of people around the league believe the Eagles could be a wild card in the first round. The Eagles are apparently tossing out feelers to quarterback-needy teams that might want to move up to number 12 if one of the top 5 quarterbacks is still on the board when it's the Eagles' turn to draft. But I've also heard that there's some interest in Justin Fields within the organization. But logistically, that's usually part of the trade back smokescreen. If you want a team to move up, you'll of course toss it out there that you might be interested in a quarterback as well. Pay close attention to what Philadelphia does here. It could get interesting, end quote. Okay, the focus here, what a surprise, the Eagles are the wild card. Now, I feel like the Eagles are always the wild card. I remember last year, it's like Eagles at 21 are a big wild card. What they're going to do? Maybe they trade up, maybe they trade down. Yes, Philadelphia is a wild card, but why is Philadelphia a wild card? Philadelphia is a wild card because they have a GM who is known for making very strange moves in the NFL draft. Now listen, Roseman at sometimes he gets it right, sometimes he doesn't. And so the worry here is that they're going to go ahead and take a quarterback or trade back and take Kwity Paye, which of course we talked about. I'm very much against that, but just let it be known, if you see a scenario where the Falcons don't go quarterback at 4, right? The Falcons take Kyle Pitts, and then you have a scenario where Trey Lance starts to fall, and then you have Justin Fields starts to fall. Teams are going to be calling to move up. And if we get to 9 and Denver takes one of the let's say Denver takes Trey Lance and Fields is still there, the Cowboys won't take a quarterback at 10, neither will the Giants. It's Philadelphia at 12 that teams want to move up to go ahead and trade with. Hence, you could have a scenario where Chicago, New England, or Washington moves up to 12 and Philadelphia goes back. Again, they would get some good compensation for it, and that's good, but we also need to make sure Philadelphia gets a good player in the first round and not have a scenario where Jalen Reagor, like last year, doesn't produce despite the fact he was a first-round draft pick. I'll leave it up to you guys here. Pick one. Stay put at 12. Type S down below, or trade back, type T down below for trade back. I would like to stay put, but that is just me. I'll leave it to you guys. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Okay, before we go ahead and keep going, as we have a great promo running right now for all of you sports bettors out there who want to jump in on not only having fun tomorrow night watching the draft, but winning some money as well. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Promo code EAGLES125 to go and get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you go ahead and sign up, as there is a ton to go ahead and bet on here. I mean, there are prop bets, there are bets of the week, you bet player selections for certain draft picks, offense, defense for the Eagles, and more. You can also put bets on stuff like the NBA, NHL, MLB, a ton. I mean, literally, it's your one-stop shop for all your betting needs, and you can jump in on not only the promo code here, Eagles125, but putting down your $100 and getting the 125% deposit bonus, the way you have even more money to go ahead and bet on the NFL draft or other stuff, or other sports going forward in the future. Any questions you have in terms of setting up your account or just overall, let's just say, betting questions, you can always email us, eagles@chatsports.com. That link will be down below right now. All right, final thoughts here. And this isn't even a news or rumors thing. This is Thomas Mott, host of Philadelphia Eagles Now, putting together my final thoughts going into the NFL draft. Here's the deal. I just want to just speak directly to the Eagles, because I'm sure Howie Roseman watches all these videos, and same with Nick Sirianni, because I'm sure that they love me, right? I'm sure that they're watching these videos. Let me just speak right to you right now. Don't screw up this draft. Do you hear me? Philadelphia, don't screw up this draft. You have an opportunity with 11 total draft picks in this year's draft to add legitimate starters that can be really good players going forward in the future. Don't overthink this. Don't go into the draft tomorrow night being like, well, we can be really crazy and take somebody the fans might not like because he might turn out to go ahead and be good. Stop. Stop. Take the best player available of a position of need at 12, and then do that the rest of the draft. The first 3 picks in this NFL draft for Philadelphia should all be a wide receiver, linebacker, or cornerback, maybe defensive end, but not defensive end in the first round. You've got to go ahead and get positions of need, and this is a draft that is ripe with wide receivers, ripe with cornerbacks, and ripe with a couple of really great linebackers you can have in the later parts of the second and third round. Get players of need. Don't screw this up. We know Howie Roseman, you've been underneath the, let's say, microscope for a long time in Philadelphia. You've had some good moments. You won a Super Bowl. We appreciate that. You've had some really bad moments as well. As you said, 2 of your last 36 draft picks have started 16 games. Carson Wentz and Isaac Seumalo, one of which you literally ushered out of Philadelphia, and the other is a left guard, okay? Get a player that Eagle fans can fall in love with, that Eagle fans can comfortably buy their jersey and still feel confident enough that they're going to be that player on our football team for the next 10 to 15 years. You can do that at number 12 overall. You can do that in round 2. You have 2 picks in round 3. Wheel and deal as much as you like, but get the positions of need and don't screw up this draft. That way Philadelphia can be successful in 2021, because I've said it before, Philadelphia is not far away from being a 10-win football team. You won 4 games last year, you can win 6 more and win 10 this year. It's very easy to do with the right draft picks. In the past, they have overlooked, let me say this again, they have overlooked positions of need and gone for flashy or trying to outsmart you picks. I mean, like Jalen Hurts last year, which worked out in the end, but still was bad at the time because of the whole Carson Wentz drama. Just fill the positions of need with the best players available at that position, and all the Eagles fans in all of Eagles Nation will sit back and go, good, well done. You did a good job. Positions of need with the best players available, didn't get cute, didn't get smart. Let's see what happens going forward with a new regime in 2021. So Roseman, do the right thing. Give us back the confidence we had in this organization for a very, very long time. Do it starting tomorrow. Build back in terms of getting the best players at the best position, and hopefully, Eagle fans will appreciate it, as I know that they, of course, will. All right, rant over. I just can't believe that we are having all these rumors about not taking the right players at 12. It seems so simple, and hopefully they listen, but, obviously they haven't done it much in the past, which is why we talk about it here, so we'll see what happens. Goodness gracious. What's your confidence level in the Eagles having a good draft? Like, do you have, a confidence level here, scale 1 to 10? I mean, I'm confident because it doesn't seem that hard. I just talk about it. It's not hard, right? 7 or 8 is where I'm at right now, but maybe your confidence is lower. What's your confidence level on the Eagles having a good draft? Let me know what that is in the comment section down below. Of course, stay tuned. I'll be live on a lot of the Chat Sports channels tomorrow, including Philadelphia Eagles Now, in terms of breakdowns during the pick, during the draft, after the draft. We got plenty of videos upcoming, and of course, my thoughts on everything happening with Philadelphia. Just stay tuned. Be subscribed here. Ultimate out for today on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Have a great night's sleep. Get your rest as we draft tomorrow and hopefully change the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. For Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.